right now I just want you to feel where you're at. On the other side. So feel the difference through the pelvic region?
Much easier to go over the left.
Yeah. So now, where I'm going to be a little bit different, I'm going to your feet first. I'm just looking at the feet, but I will start with the left knee first. Feel the difference of the tonus. Should be quite clear in this position. So I'm going to adjust my chair just a little bit more and go. Now when I work with the leg here, it's a lot like the head. I'm going to keep the legs on the table. Notice I'm not suddenly going here. See the difference? Look at what your spine just did. Just from that, here I'm still not even off the table. I find with teaching, it's much better off if you feel the difference to make the decisions, being told than never to do something, you know? So now I'm working with the hip.
Feel like it's straight in.
Yep. This is one of the few ways, sort of what I was doing with Cupcake over there, but you see how I can actually go into the hip joint and go for extension right in that ligament there. There, now I can start rolling up into the pelvis and then back down. Just a little bit for the foot, more so here. Now you'll see in the video where my knees shift and shift. Are you comfortable?
Yeah. Thank you.
That's it. Now this is the first time, see how you're presenting over the knee. You see how nice and clear that feels? And you see what the sacrum, all that pelvis has to do for that knee to take that. I'm going to go onto your other side just so you can feel it. Now notice too, I didn't prop you. You're technically not, you're a bit over the right knee than you are the left, but still. Just feel the difference. See now too, if I would just could rip your knee out right there. The torque is so taut in through the knee. You know, versus here. See already that I can move around the foot to the leg. So now feel in this position now how I'm going you were taught more this to do a direct line.
Yeah.
Notice here now, I'm gonna scoop up, and this is the stuff you're starting to see that I'm doing and you're wondering what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah.
See how I scoop and lift from various places to see where the lift is at. And then bring back down. So I scoop underneath the foot, but you see again, with this, I get more of that cantilever
Yeah.
going down the leg versus going into the
Yeah.
knee. I'm not saying that this isn't valid, but you need to kind of do this. Because that's the only way you're going to get the toes to start presenting possibly to the floor, let's say, as an option in crawling. And C2, I push into the heel as the same thing as I'm pushing down into the foot to drop it. So I'm not doing kind of, again, where it's this unstable.
Yeah.
I'm always applying the same amount of pressure as I work on the cantilever around the base of the ankle bone. There you go. You see how little now this spine even has to move as it floats, as this foot works? Where again, we're sort of taught that you'd have to get that spine completely out of the way for that knee to engage. So see, it's already starting to, where I can slide around. See how stable the back is becoming, even though the foot's coming out from underneath. But notice I rotate. If I just did same, look for it, see, I'm not going to get anywhere with that knee. But if I rotate, just like in crawling, how much more movement you get out of that.
Into this hand.
Oh yeah. Now if I wanted to do something like that, I can come right here quite quickly now, and I'm just going to come over, rotate up through the SI pelvis, and now look how clear that line is. And then coming back down. Now are you comfortable? Do you need a break?
Yeah, it's fine, sure.
Okay. Now see though how much nicer comes over to the right knee. You see how I can now almost loop
Yeah.
here versus line. So feel it again, see how I loop and go down and around. But same thing over here. See how I don't even have a clear line of sight yet, much less a loop. That's right there is a fold. You see already now how much more weight you're putting into that shoulder to stop it. And that's, again, primary start of CP in a baby. So now I'm over here. Now in this case, I'm going to go back and forth a little bit before I go up to the hips. So now because of the situation in the ankle, a little bit different approach. I'm just securing the metatarsals and the top of the ankle so I can just separate the inside of the toes. Okay, there, I'm into the hips. So now, it's sort of like driving a small car with a small little steering wheel kind of technique. Someone attached 2 wheels or a cage to a hoverboard, you know, those little
Yeah,
hoverboards?
yeah.
And put a beach chair on top of it and turned it into like this little go-kart.
Very fantastic.
And people are just using their feet, and I'm like, that's so
Yeah.
great for kids with special needs. They could just like, I could see Cupcake doing that, you know.
She'd love it.
And it even comes with a little iPad stand, so you just see people going around. But you can go 2 cages deep plus a wagon, and it still carries the load, so. There we go. See how much harder it is to scoop and lift with this foot
Yeah.
still? There we go. Cantilever, see? Much better. That's the one thing that's nice about adults. You point out something and then they're like, ah, okay,
Yeah.
let me fix that for you.
Talking about an unusual transfer, when I was walking down the creek, there was a woman on one of, you know, like those cross step machines in a gym,
Right.
but this one was like on a bicycle,
Oh.
and her husband or someone was going on an ordinary bicycle behind her, but it just looked like so much harder work to go on this CrossFit thing. Why would you do that? This heat, this bananas.
Just playing with the tailbone a little bit. Put the feet where you need. I'm going back up here. You're so funny. It's in your Amazon box already. You know what? It's a bit expensive. I think the 2 of you would just have a blast.
Can you imagine between braids, Cupcake and I just... But what a nice alternative to some of the other options.
I just can't believe that the weight load on that, because like, we had a razor but only went up to 150 pounds. Well, you know, someone like,
That's amazing.
that's like a big wheel with drugs. You know, has a motor to it kind of thing, but,
Yeah.
a little go-kart, but.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the few moves I still use.
Are you allowed to use segways here on the
Uh-huh,
pavement?
yep.
So-
They actually, I think we're doing Segway tours downtown Phoenix. I think that is what. And Mall Cop 2, oh my gosh, laughed so hard.
Motel.
Mall Cop,
Motel.
it's a movie
No.
with, is it Kevin J? Not Kevin James. Kevin Spacey. So what I'm doing here is I'm lifting, and then I'm gonna lightly go back to the table. I use this throughout the body. I think this is the easiest, most overlooked technique. Can you feel the difference? Just that slow?
Yeah.
But see how you're allowed to shift your weight, the load through the leg like that and get to experience it. holding. And right now I've been same. Which again, and I know it's something you're, quote, not supposed to do, but sometimes it's just neat. And that's what I need to do to lift off the tailbone. But see now how independent the leg is? And see how, too, I can bear weight here, and it's going to shift your spine. So it's taking off the pressure of everything being knee-based. But even so now, I need very little rotation to bring you out. And then I can bring you right back in. Can you see now how much force you're getting from the rotation that's not muscle-based?
Yeah.
Just like practically floats. And I'm just going to hold it. And bring it back down. But I mean, if you have spastic CP and stuff, or heavy contractions, or back problem, you are not feeling this slow, nice melt to the floor, or again, where you can apply pressure through different parts of the leg and still get movement. Do you see how even though this is a big, quote, heavy leg, I can move it around just like it's 2 to 3 ounces? Now, crossing midline. This is more to start working with that rolling through the pelvis and side sitting. Again, I can ask you to go fly. And you're just going to again, I can do nice little It's what I like about the egg balls. I don't have to worry about you flying off my table. So with that, why don't I let you walk around for a second? I'm going to put